Uh, Hi everybody. Today I am going to tell you the story of her birth because it's all I can think about to tell everybody. Um, so what happened with her? I found out I was pregnant in July, maybe early August, or sorry, maybe early August, and I was really sick for a while. Um, I ended up having to take diclectin because I couldn't eat or anything, and I lost a lot of weight, and it was a little bit worrying, and she was very little. Um, then we found out I was having a girl in October, I believe. So I was pretty excited for that. So was Kyle. And then her due date was March 28th, which is also my grandmother's birthday, and she ended up coming on her due date. So basically what happened was there were a lot of ultrasounds because she was really little, and then I went to a specialist, like the obstetrician, is that what it's called? And he said, like, she's 6 pounds, it's fine, whatever. So then there was a time a month before her due date where I actually fell down the stairs because I tripped over the stupid dog, and I was worried that my water broke. So I went in the evening. I think Kyle came home early. I went home in the evening, and they said your water broke. And then I waited for my doctor for 2 hours, and they said that she said, oh no, it didn't break. Okay, so I went back home. I believe I went to the hospital 3 other times. And then the last time I went to the hospital, I was sure that my water broke, and they were sure that my water broke. It was 2 days before she was supposed to be born. And they said, like, yep, your water broke. We're keeping you overnight. We're going to admit you and everything and monitor her. I stayed there the night in that really uncomfortable bed, and then my doctor came the next day, and she's like, no, your water didn't break, or no, it's inconclusive. But they had to check anyways to make sure that that there was enough amniotic fluid for her to swim around in or whatever she was doing in there. So they gave me an ultrasound, and they're like, yep, everything's fine. And then the obstetrician came, and okay, I was quite pissed off. Like, I had a shitty sleep. I was in a fair amount of pain. I just wanted her out. It was a day before her due date. So I was in a pretty crappy mood. I also don't think I had eaten for a while because I was at the hospital. So I was pissed off, right? So the obstetrician came, and he's like, yeah, your water didn't break, so I guess we're gonna send you home. And I'm like, would you be able to induce me? And he's like, well, I could, but you'd have to sign a form. And I'm like, is there any risk to the baby? Is there any risk to her? And he's like, well, no, but you might have to get a C-section if you don't open up enough or whatever. And I'm like, you know what? There's no risk to her. I want to be induced. And he's like, okay, well, you have to sign a form. So I signed a form, and I was there for the overnight. They put this thing to start contractions and gave me morphine and gravel to put me out and stop the pain a bit. Then the next day he broke my water and put me on a drip, it's called, and so it gradually they add more and more, and it intensifies contractions to move labor along. So we did that, and God, that was fun. So we did that, and it got to a point where I went into hypersensitivity, and I was having, like, contraction after contraction after contraction. Like, it was like, there was no break in between, and I couldn't breathe. So they decided to give me epidural at that point because I was good to go. And then they went for coffee. It was really hard to sit still for the epidural with the contractions coming. But after I got the epidural, I was golden. So they go out, and they're like, oh yeah, we're going to go have coffee, take a break, and while the epidural kicks in. So they went out for a coffee, came back like 5 or 10 minutes later. And I was, like, ready to go, and they're like, oh, well, we better call the doctor because you're ready to go. And the first girl checked me, and she's like, I don't trust myself. And then the second girl, she's like, yep, she's ready to go. So they called my doctor. My doctor came, and I gave birth to her at 8:22 or 8:32 or something in the evening, and my grandma's birthday. And the labor didn't hurt at all. They said to me, like, oh, there's gonna be this one part that even the epidural can't get, and it's probably gonna hurt a little bit, but there's nothing we can do about it, basically. And I'm like, I don't feel anything. It's fine. It's all good, you know. And then so she came out. It took about 2 hours. They threw her on my stomach, and then took her and cleaned her up, and then she cried a little bit, and then she was quiet and stared at her dad for an hour while they were cleaning everything up. And yeah, so that was nice. And then I was in the hospital for 2 days with her. She had jaundice, and then yeah, but she slept through the night pretty regularly for like after the first month of having her home or whatever, and it was really nice because I have heard that not a lot of babies do that, and I was worried that we would be like that we would be dealing with that for a long period of time, but she was good. And there was a part when I was in a lot of pain when I told Kyle that I wanted him to be supportive of me at the at the hospital when I was going into labor or whatever a long time before. So his idea of being supportive of me was I was crying and because I was in pain, and he stands beside me and gets his phone out and is smiling, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing? And he's like, I'm trying to have a moment. He was trying to take a picture with me to be supportive, but it was a little ridiculous and kind of funny. Not the first thing that I would do, but whatever. So yeah, that is the story of her birth. Isabelle's doing good. She looks chubbier on camera than she actually is, I've been told. And yeah, she looks so cute in this outfit. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. Say hello, all my friends. Say hello, all my friends. That's right. Anyways, yeah. So that is the story of her birth, and then oh yeah, and my aunts and my sister were waiting in the waiting room. Like, there was another waiting room for, like, family who wasn't in the birth delivery area. And they were waiting there for, like, I think a few hours, maybe an hour. But my grandma said that Isabelle was very timely because she waited for everybody to have supper, and it was on my grandma's birthday, so she waited till towards the end of the day, and then she came. So I don't tell my grandma a birthday gift for a few years because I just popped out a baby. So anyways, yeah, that's a story of Isabelle and her birth, and it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. Might have to do with the epidural, but I'm terrified of not getting epidural and not having enough time to know, like, when the labor is happening, and I'm terrified of that being a problem. Anyways, yeah, this video has been long enough. Next time I will probably tell you guys about mine and Kyle's engagement while I sit here and she holds on to my fingers. Anyways, yeah. That's all for today. Say bye all my friends. Say bye all my friends. Say bye. Say bye-bye. No, nothing? I love being her mom. Okay, bye everybody. Have a wonderful day.